Hello, everybody, and
Hello.
welcome back to another episode of the Punch It Chewie podcast. What's up, Spud?
Not much.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. You just had a birthday? We'll talk about that.
I did.
All right, so real quick, before we get into the episode, we got a couple announcements. So just so you know, by the time this episode comes out, that very following Saturday,
Yes.
we will be dropping the final pin in our original trilogy collection, which is the Lando Calrissian pin.
Woo.
Super excited about that. I had to make our boy in his classic Empire look.
So cool.
Added some cool details. I'm excited to show that to you guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I've been really, really excited and happy with the new OT collection,
Yeah.
OT inspired collection.
You killed it.
Thank you. No, yeah, we just released the Chewbacca pin. That one, people really, it was received very well. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
And then we've got a lot coming up after that. Got some new collections coming.
Yeah.
A couple of restocks.
Punch's birthday.
Oh,
in
yeah?
a few weeks.
Punch's birthday is in a few weeks, and our wedding is coming up. So
Yeah.
we got a lot of stuff.
Month.
It's been
1 month until the wedding.
yeah, exactly 1 month exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. A lot of announcements for the future. But also, we did want to let you guys know, because I don't think we've told you, we're going to be at SDCC this year exhibiting. We last year was our first year. So if you're going to SDCC, make sure to stop by. We're going to be at booth 1334, I believe.
I don't know.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 1334. If not, check on our Instagram. It's on there.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a bunch of exclusives. We're going to have new lanyards so that you can display your pins. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff for Comic-Con itself.
And a bunch of restocks.
Yeah, a bunch of restocks, a bunch of new pins, and exclusives for each day of the show.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a lot of fun.
And we're sharing the booth with our friends BB
That's
Create.
right. That's right. Yes.
Which is always a blast.
Yes. Yeah. So, doing shows with BB is always fun.
Yeah.
We only have a 10x10, so we're having to really manage every inch.
Matters.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we're doing something different with the display this time around, but I think it's gonna work really well, and
I'm
very
excited
because Miguel and Mike and Alex always make it fun.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so I think, is that all for the announcements?
I think so.
You got anything coming up? No? All right. Well, yeah, I wish we were doing more shows that we could announce, but, towards the end of the year, there aren't really that many. There's a couple that we're trying to, kind of finagle our way into, so we'll see if that ends up happening. But besides that, I guess let's get into the show. Let's open the show with, all right, so Bella submitted this one today. So pretty much for the listeners, it says Obi-Wan when R2 doesn't immediately change the direction of the elevator in Revenge of the Sith. And so yeah, it's
Tiger King.
Yeah, it's Tiger King in one of the hangars. So I'll just go ahead and play it.
I called for help twice, and not a fuck you, what do you need, or nothing.
We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
He had one job.
One job. Yo, fucking R2.
Yeah.
All right. So, wanted to also introduce, we are also joined by not Silva. So Manny's not here this week because he died. Stop. He's not dead. He's fine.
He's having car problems.
He's having he's having car problems. So he doesn't know how to drive is the pretty much bottom line here. But long story short, he doesn't know how to fucking drive. And he died. He drove off of a cliff. No, he's fine.
God.
He's fine.
He's fine. He's fine.
He's fine. But he does miss you guys. He misses being here. He's sorry he couldn't be here. But we got someone awesome to fill in, and I'm so happy we were able to get him to fill in because honestly, it's fun anytime. First of all, we hang out, and just having to have him on the show. He's only been on once before, but hopefully this becomes more frequent than not. So please help us in welcoming my brother Arek Kaloyan.
Yay!
Hi. What's up?
What's up?
Yeah.
It's fun. I like this. Yeah.
Good.
I'm also editing or doing the video
switching
stuff, so expect me to screw up a bit. So yeah.
Yeah. So if this episode is a little funny and finicky, it's all his fault.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I forgot to put my name tag. Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
There we go. That's my name.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello.
Glad to be on, guys.
No, yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome. I'm glad you could do it and stop by and be a part of the show because it is fun. Mm-hmm. And
we always have shenanigans.
We always have shenanigans. So
I'm ready.
I'm also excited to get some of your takes on certain things and see what you think about.
First off,
things.
that beat at the beginning was fire.
Hey, thank you. No, yeah. It's I guess you haven't been on since we had the new intro.
I was on when you guys just had a skeleton, and now it's like
literally.
We're actually a podcast now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, yeah. So it's obviously it's advanced quite a bit, and it's been fun. Honestly, it's been a very fun process. We just had our second full-on in-house guest last week.
That's cool.
With Brody. So you guys, the listeners, definitely know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So we've been figuring out all the ins and outs and stuff, and the logistic side of having guests and how we can make it work. So it's been fun, and hopefully you can join us, long term, so that Silva can focus on doing producer shit, and you can help us with the stuff that I know you have the capacity for.
Something he can actually focus all his time on.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I got 500 things to do.
But and obviously Manny always does a great job.
We love him.
We love him, but
we want to take some things off his plate.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And but anyway, I'm happy to have you. Thank you for filling in. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of fun clips and topics. Something that I feel like there was some topics that we wanted to cover last week that we didn't get to. But I'm trying to so there's been a lot of developments with the new projects, obviously, like Ahsoka and the David Filoni movie and stuff like that, that we have not gotten to talk about, which, first of all, I did want to bring up last week and we didn't get to, the fact that the new rumor, so if you want to put this on the screen, you can. The new rumor is that Dave's movie is possibly titled Heir to the Empire. Yeah. So that... Yeah.
No freaking way. Right? No way.
Exactly. So that alone, I'm like,
what did he say?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. So again, it's just a rumor. I don't know if it's true. It could be true, but it could also just be the working title.
Yeah.
It could be Blue Harvest.
Yeah.
But either way, that's really cool. Yeah. Because it's the name of the project.
I mean, they've pulled so much recently in the Mando series and Book of Boba Fett. They've pulled so much from the EU.
Yeah.
That like this doesn't surprise me, and
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think this is like a reach. Maybe it won't be called exactly Heir to the Empire, but it's in that era. It has those characters.
I hope it is. I hope it is called.
Oh yeah.
I hope it's called Heir to the Empire.
Yeah. I mean,
sure.
that would be awesome. But regardless, I think it's gonna have, it's the same characters, same era, hopefully same tone. I would assume.
Yeah.
They're not making a goofy movie, like.
Yeah.
Bro, I wish.
Yeah.
It was a banger.
But I'm really excited for this news. I hope it's not just a fan being like, oh yeah, it's called this, and someone took it and ran with it.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm not sure how legit the rumor is, but nonetheless, I'm excited, and we really need to read that series again before Ahsoka comes out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
we
for
have
sure.
to.
Well, I started rereading Heir to the Empire, and I got to be honest. I've read the novel once through before, but every time I go in for a reread, I have the single issues. So like all the Heir to the Empire, Last Command, like all the Thrawn trilogy in comics, right?
Yeah.
So usually if I want like my fix, right, that's what I go for is comics. But I started rereading Heir to the Empire recently. I'm like, I think 10 chapters in right now.
Okay.
My God, I forgot how good it is.
Dude,
how actually good it is.
The first chapter alone, I was like,
Oh.
it gave me chills.
It's chill worthy.
Yeah. No, it's so good.
And we already saw Captain Paleon in Mando. So to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying is like they've been pulling a lot from EU, and hopefully they continue to, which I think that this like the Ahsoka series and the entire Thrawn conflict that we're going to be seeing coming up is 100% going to be pulled from the original Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah.
Because we're already seeing elements. We're already seeing extreme similarities in both characters and narrative.
Like, the plot of like all of the
The Shadow Council.
Yeah. The remnants.
The
of
warlords.
The warlords. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is the word? The warlords. All that stuff.
Hopefully, because they're still like working in the First Order to this too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's kind of
they have
it's gotta
to
be like a
establish
good
that.
mixture. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's definitely so. Pretty much from what I've said since the beginning of us, kind of theorizing and getting one step closer and closer to realizing that we are pretty much getting the Thrawn trilogy in live action. Is I've always been saying it's like we're gonna get it, just with minor differences in characters and certain plot points. Like it has to lead. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to lead into the First Order, because what if this part of the Imperial remnants fails, right? And then it's like Palpatine, But then again, Palpatine is behind the Shadow Council.
Yeah, he pulls all the strings. It's like there's 5 different people acting like they're fighting each other, and Palpatine owns them all. So
Exactly. Well, and a lot of them don't know, right? I guess because he's like the biggest secret they had to keep, besides Thrawn. But I think it's definitely still going to be. Obviously, it's Thrawn has been hiding in the unknown regions, and returns with an unspeakable force.
Yeah.
Right. But this time it's with Ezra, right? Ezra's going to be a part of the picture. The rebels are going to be a part of the picture.
Yeah.
Ahsoka is, I feel like, going to be playing that role that Luke played in the original Thrawn trilogy, which I think we'll still see Luke play a significant role.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't think it's going to be the entire project, but I Luke has to be in it.
I mean, yeah.
Honestly,
I really hope they don't do a deep fake. Only if it's good. Only if it's good.
But then
if
again,
he's gonna be a main character, you need the emotion. Like,
okay, we were talking about this last week.
Yeah.
So, again, I don't have a problem with recasts, but there has to be a middle ground. Yeah. So, like with Solo, right? With Alden, I think I loved Alden. I loved Solo. And I think it has a big reason. It has to do with it being Han younger.
Yeah.
Right? It's Han when he was younger. And so I can picture Alden as Han Solo.
Like, you can
right?
believe
I can
it.
believe it.
Because we haven't seen Han.
Yeah, but we've
younger,
seen
yeah.
Han Solo at the age that we see him in A New Hope, right? And then we've also seen Han Solo played by, again, Harrison Ford, old.
Yeah.
So we've seen both him like kind of a little older but young, and then we've seen him old and die old, right? So my point is, I feel like it would be very weird to completely recast someone that has been played at both ends to play them in the middle. You know what I mean?
I guess so. I don't know. It's just, for me, it's just kind of like the whole dead face. It's very like...
Yeah. I mean, it has already gotten a lot better. Like in Mando season 2, Luke was...
He was really great.
Really
I
good.
really liked how his face looked
exactly.
there. Yeah.
So they're already...
But
And
that's the thing, is like, when you look at the actor that played him, though, he looks exactly like him. So
well,
it's
that's
just like...
But then again, it's still not exactly Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
You know? So, and the only... So, I feel like this... Like, it sounds like, oh, well, now you're nitpicking. But look at it this way. Luke Skywalker, Leia Organa, and Han Solo have been portrayed and played by the same people their entire... Like, the entirety of those characters' existence. Right?
Yeah.
Not only in the movies, but in every comic book, in every novel, in everything. It's always those actors... likenesses as those characters.
Yeah, even when it's drawn.
You know what I mean?
Now that you're saying that, it's kind of too late. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like, that's why it's like...
It's been 40-something years.
Yeah, it's been 40-something years of... It's them. It's those faces. It's
they
those
just have to be
people.
really good with it, because
Exactly.
they
that's what I
used
mean.
her for
I
Rogue
feel like-
One.
Yeah.
I feel like I really like the, like you're saying, like the Luke that they used to do the Book of Boba Fett scenes.
The Harrison Ford and Indy 5.
In Indy, they've already done it, and then Billy, Carrie's daughter.
Yeah, Billy.
Played her in the Rise of Skywalker flashbacks when Luke and Leia are like lightsaber dueling. So I think they have a really strong foundation. Like, I would not want this to be the first project they do that. That would be a nightmare.
No.
But I feel like now that they have a few projects under their belt, they have obviously already like enhanced the technology. And like, to be honest, my personal opinion, ILM should be at the forefront of this, and they should be putting everything they have into it, because it's ILM. They've always done the impossible. They've always literally created magic, like movie magic. So it's like, if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be ILM.
Oh yeah.
So I just hope that, you know, like, they really give the people the budget they need.
Yeah.
Like, I really hope they're not just like, hey, here's like 5 artists, like, make it happen. Like,
Who did the deep fakes? Because what I saw online for like my mic, what I saw online for like a bit was Disney had their own like special thing. Like, they never reach out for like different studios or different artists.
they want everything like in-house.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So is that ILM, or is that its own like separate thing?
I'm pretty sure it's ILM. Anything Lucasfilm, anything Star Wars, it's gonna be ILM.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm pretty sure we just saw... I don't know if it... was it you that told me that you saw that they just fired the guy that they had hired to do
I don't know if they
deepfake?
fired him or they're just not working with him anymore. Like, I don't think it was like bad blood or anything. But like, the guy that... It was like a fan who did stuff on YouTube. They brought him on to help do Luke for Mando Book of Boba Fett. And then recently he like... I don't know if he said or someone saw on, I don't know, payroll or whatever, that he's no longer working with them. So it's kind of just like well, then who's doing it, you know? Yeah. And like, he could have been replaced, or maybe he just came on to teach everyone
that's kind of
like
how
his technique or how he kind of approaches it. And now there's like, hopefully, I would hope they didn't just get rid of him and have no plan going forward. But but I mean, like, they did Jar Jar. Like, if you can do Jar Jar for a full movie in 1999,
exactly. No.
You can figure out how to make that guy look like Luke Skywalker. Come on.
I will never accept the fucking like when I talk about like there's not enough aliens in the new Star Wars projects, and the response is like, oh well, like it's exactly, and the response is, oh well, it's either too much money or it's too much work, and it's like, are you know who you're talking about?
But like that's what Star Wars is.
That's what Star Wars is.
Outer space.
If
it's not Earth.
And I made this joke last time, but I was space. Like, if George Lucas could do it in a cave with a box of scraps.
Yeah, literally.
For episode 4.
Literally.
A cantina full of aliens. Like, for the movie that had no budget.
It's not just that, but they never really put into thought that we're going to wait. We can wait.
Exactly.
Like we don't need a new show every 2 months.
Here's the thing. Disney can't wait. Disney wants to put it out
stockholder,
as
all
quickly
the
as possible.
Yeah.
And it's like, then they call us impatient. I mean, there are certain, like, there's fans that obviously are.
I feel like the problem is
ridiculous,
but that, yes, there are fans that are like, I want new stuff now, but also we've never had like an outlined plan of like, the next trilogy is now and the next like.
I mean, we did before.
Well, we did, but then half of the stuff didn't happen.
I mean.
Yeah.
Before.
No. Okay, what I'm saying is like Disney should have been like, this is the next 10 years of Star Wars. Yeah. These are the movies. This is the trilogy. These are the spin-offs. These are the TV shows. These are the cartoons. These are the games. These are the books. They should have had at least titles.
Yeah.
At least titles. And then fans would know, oh, okay, in 7 years... we're getting the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, but that in 7 years you're getting it. But when they don't tell you what's coming out, or when they say that things are coming out and then they never come out, of course fans are going to be like annoyed and impatient and like whatever.
Yeah.
Because, and I don't think that's too much to ask.
No, of course
like
not.
As a consumer, as a fan, it's like.
They should have.
It's Chewbacca.
It's Chewbacca.
Oh yeah, that's totally Chewbacca.
It's the Revenge of the Sith Chewbacca. What they should have done, because with Lord of the Rings, they gave Peter Jackson like I think like 1 to 2 years to just prep, like just kind of
that's
study everything, like make everything. They built all the props and then they scanned them. Like they gave them time, but then they fucked up with The Hobbit because then they gave him nothing, and then and then it failed. Like it's. Every time they don't give them like prep or like a plan, it's gonna crumble. Like especially with writing, like
it's gonna. No, but see the difference. They gave Peter Jackson 2 years for prep.
Yeah.
They gave JJ 2 years to make the next movie in the Star Wars saga.
One movie,
yeah.
Everything, like, and same with Ryan, same with JJ again.
And even then, it wasn't even just to prep for the first movie; it was to plan out the trilogy.
That's
and it's
what
like
I mean,
one dude.
It's still planning. They didn't fucking plan. Okay, look, we're not here to talk about that. I'm just saying there's a track record here that it's like, I hope they learn and go, okay, we the fans can wait. We can have them wait. Just prepare.
Yeah.
Get your shit in order, whatever it may be. I'm not saying the story. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying get organized because we can wait. I say it all the time. I would have waited 10 fucking years for episode 7.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. I would have sucked, but I would have been fucking happy because we were still getting it, right? Yeah. But and that still goes for any project.
Yeah.
Any project. I'd rather you just don't tell me anything is coming out. Just don't tell me.
Surprise me.
If it's coming, once it's ready, tell me.
Yeah.
Because
once it's time to do
the projects,
the PR and they go on the news and they go on the radio and they're talking about all the shows.
Yeah. Literally, wait as long as you fucking can. Like with fucking Visions. Or what was it? Tales of the Jedi? They announced it.
Oh, that was like 3 months.
Yeah, they announced it at fucking Celebration and it came out 3 months later.
When it came out, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I thought it was just like the trailer.
What do you know?
Yeah, like pretty much.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. So that was like, oh shit! Like I'm still, honestly, that's probably my favorite.
I loved
project.
I loved it, but they really made the coolest design and made him the most mid fight
Which one?
The cool one, the
Inquisitor.
Oh, the Inquisitor. Yeah.
I was so angry.
Yeah.
I was like.
It was super cool though. I kind of want to
Yeah.
make a pin of him.
Yeah.
It is really sick.
I really like the design.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're also just here fucking.
I keep like clicking the mic to turn it on, and it continues to blink. I'm
You
like,
can just leave it on.
Should I just leave it on?
Yeah, leave it on. Leave it
all
on.
right. I just don't want to make sound.
Just tell me like.
That's how I become Silva.
Yeah.
See guys, I'm blending in.
It's like he never left.
It's like he never left. All right. But yeah, I mean, I know that with this upcoming project, because of the people behind it that honestly have a respect and appreciation for the source material.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of it. Well, here, let's put this on the screen
All right.
because this is also something I wanted to show.
You're right. Sorry.
That's okay. Is it good?
You're right. Yeah, it's good.
All right. Here, I'll do this.
Ezra.
So this is Timothy Zahn, and it's just a little something he was talking. I think it was a recent interview about the upcoming Thrawn projects.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once we figure out, once Filoni tells us where Thrawn and Ezra were, maybe some details about that 9-year gap, I'm sure there will be stories that can be told there, and that will be one of my suggestions, that I be contracted to do that, because those are very popular characters, Thrawn and Ezra, and I know the fans would love to read about their time out there off camera. There are options also for possibly bringing in Snoke and the First Order as it's starting to be set up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff in the unknown regions that can be done and linked together with books set in that era. So I'm just waiting to see how Filoni and Favreau bring Thrawn back, and then I can start suggesting stories that I'd like to write. Well, once we figure out,
So that's that already. So I guess I was thinking about a different clip. He's not necessarily talking about the upcoming projects, but I'm sure he's talking about it as like they're gonna answer that.
Thrawn is
in
kind
these
of
new
like
shows.
the big bad now.
Oh yeah,
You know, like he's kind of the main
he
villain.
He kind of
And Palpatine is still involved, but no one
till later.
sees him.
Not till
like
later,
he's
yeah.
a secret.
He's
So
not
like
gonna be a
there's
problem.
there's only so much they can do
I really hope
with Palpatine right now.
I really hope that Palpatine's like an unseen, like how they did in Andor, where like you don't see Palpatine at all, but like they talk about him. He's like the guy, but like I hope he's like till the end. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they of course plan it or like set it up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I really hope they bring him back to at least
they
write
will.
one book, but honestly, he could probably do a trilogy because it's 9 years.
I think that the smart move is to definitely bring him in for another Thrawn trilogy of books.
Yeah.
Set in
that,
between
yeah.
Rebels and his return in the Ahsoka series.
Yeah, because it can't just be like somehow Ezra returned. Like
No, or Thrawn, yeah, because Thrawn's gonna come back with a fucking like legion.
yeah.
You know, he's not coming back just like a piece of shit. Like he's coming back strong.
Okay, I guess
Right?
this would be a good question. I haven't really thought about it too much, but what do you think the dynamic between Ezra and Thrawn is going to be? Because we've
That's hard,
seen Ezra be tempted by power, by knowledge, by what would you say, like power in the fact that like you can actually do something about what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. We saw that with Maul. You know, we saw Ezra get really close to like the dark side and all that, right? For like he had good intentions, but I feel like after spending 9 years with Thrawn, unless they're separated, but like I feel like not that he's a bad guy. No. I just feel like maybe he's gonna be like, maybe they had to kind of team up to survive.
Yeah.
So it's kind of this reluctant, like, I don't like you, but I respect you.
Yeah.
Maybe we can work something out to where we both benefit. I don't know. Like, what do you think?
I think that there's actually a ton of possibilities, but the few that I kind of see is, I think that it could be a similar situation to kind of like Revan, where Revan was imprisoned but alive for obviously way longer than however much Ezra would have been imprisoned for, but just kind of like a similar situation where he's imprisoned and kept alive for whatever the reasons, maybe just to suffer, maybe just for him to see how his friends are defeated at the hands of
he could also just be bait.
He could also just be bait, exactly. Yeah. I think that what could have happened in Rebels is the very end. What we see is Ezra forcing the ship into hyperspace with the Purrgil, and they're like holding Thrawn back pretty much.
Yeah.
Right? And they jump into lightspeed. That's the last thing we see of them. That had to have taken out so much out of Ezra.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That took so much out of Ezra. And the fact that they're obviously they're both alive, right? I mean, maybe Ezra isn't.
Yeah.
We're just assuming, but Thrawn is definitely alive.
Imagine if Ezra's dead.
Dude.
All the fan theories, like...
it's possible.
That would be the funniest prank that Disney ever done. Like,
because look,
they set him up for like ever.
Like he just hit his head like right after they like made the jump. He just
like White Lotus.
Oh my god!
Like Jennifer Coolidge. Like.
No mas.
Oh my god.
The Purrgil crying like, no.
That'd be screwed up. It could be some type of like Kang situation where they're like, oh, they kind of had to work together, and then he's still evil. So
that's what I'm thinking. Like a kind of like a reluctant. Well, like he's reluctant to work with him at first.
Yeah.
But then he's kind of like.
Kind of like Callus and Zeb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like that, but then. Do you think people would be weird if they did that again? With like I don't think it takes it off of the table. No. It would definitely be different, but I think that is like the easiest answer.
That may be the
You know what I mean?
I think
I feel like that's the go-to narrative.
Yeah. I think they're going to try to surprise us and like do something different, but it's also like him just resisting and Thrawn just being an asshole that isn't very interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think Thrawn's gonna take like the logical, like we need to survive, and then like I don't know.
but we don't know where they ended up. Exactly. They could have ended up in like fucking. I mean, who knows?
What if it's like Castaway?
Because I'm just like theorizing. I'm like no space, outer rim, but it's also like we're also thinking about
what. Look, this is super fucking deep cut nerd shit that I would love if it happened, and if it didn't, then it's fine. But like, for all we know, they could have jumped into hyperspace because it wasn't like a calculated jump. It was a jump with Purrgil.
Yeah.
Like
they don't know where
they didn't know where they were going. He was just like, we're going. So they could have totally ended up with like the Yuzon Vong. You know, who the fuck knows? They could have
would be insane.
They could have gone into like full like cool. The deepest parts of the unknown regions where the Yuzon Vong are from, and like that could be the fucking military that Thrawn comes back with, right?
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows? Yeah. Like, it's possible. I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm just saying anything is possible. We don't know. So it could be something like that, or maybe it's not the Yuzon Vong, but it's like just a different.
I'm just thinking because like they're not mentioned later, so it's just like
no, of course they would have to be. But again, there's 30 years in between 6 and 7. So fucking anything could have happened, but again, no one mentions
what
them,
could be a cool story, I think, like, not cool as in it's cool that it happened, but like interesting, thought-provoking, is like, what if they jumped into like orbit above a planet that didn't have space travel yet?
Oh.
Like, what if they like...
And then Thrawn takes over?
Thrawn's like God.
Because they came from the skies?
They came from the skies.
That'd be fucking sick.
And like, they could have nothing. Like, their ship doesn't move anymore.
Well, let's say...
But just the fact that it's a ginormous spaceship.
It's a Star Destroyer, right?
Yeah.
Well,
so...
Sorry.
That's okay.
I forget, because I watched all of Rebels, but I don't really remember it too well.
That's
when
okay.
he hyper jumped and like he sent him off, like what was Ezra? Was he just like trying to get rid of Thrawn?
It was they pretty much had to get out of there, or else like, and he was like pretty much just done with Thrawn. He was like, we gotta kill this guy, or else this is never gonna end. So he pretty much technically sacrifices himself, so that Thrawn also died. And they jumped, or they just got out of there. But the rest of the rebels kind of like, they were safe and they stayed behind.
Okay, so I feel like Ezra just doesn't care what the fuck happens to himself as long as like Thrawn's gone. But I feel like
true,
because what you're saying right now kind of sounds like Kang, where like he traveled, he got exiled, but then he built an empire there. It's I'm trying to think, because it's like he could build the empire while Ezra's like just kind of like a little hermit in that planet, but it's like
because then again we have to remember the context of what happened in season 3 of Mando, right? The Shadow Council is talking about Thrawn like he is ready to make moves, but he's waiting for the right time, and he's staying in hiding because if the New Republic finds him, like that's it, right? So he's already pretty much like in position to do whatever the fuck he's gonna do. So there has to be, like, he definitely has to have some sort of not position of power, but like muscle behind him.
He had to have already had something lined up before that happened, kind of, right?
I don't think so.
Not necessarily.
I don't think so. I think it's possible. I think it's very possible to say that, let's say he ends up on a planet equally advanced as Earth. Let's say that, just for argument's sake. Let's say he came to Earth, right? We would be like, holy shit, what came out of the sky?
We've only been to the moon.
Right? Let's say he comes to Earth, for argument's sake. If he came out of if a fucking Star Destroyer with giant whales, space whales attached to it, came out, like just appeared, people would freak out. What the fuck is that? Right? The immediate response would be from our governments, obviously, the world's governments. Because at that point, you can't fucking hide it, you know? And it's like,
it was a balloon.
And it would be like, they'd go see what's up. They would find literally just Thrawn and Ezra. Ezra probably passed the fuck out. Thrawn there, alive. And it could totally be a situation where Thrawn works out a deal where it's like, okay, I will teach, like, I'll help you, like, backwards engineer all this technology that I just arrived here with if you help me fix it. And then assist me in, in my...
I'll go back to where I came from. You'll never see me again.
Well, no, not never see me again. He uses them as his forces. You know what I mean?
His new military.
And if he teaches, if they learn that technology, they can then, make their own. I don't know. It's a big fucking stretch. I'm just saying.
No, it's like, but like, what have they been up to? Like, there's no way they've just been like, playing tic-tac-toe.
I think that, I don't know. My immediate go-to thought is that Ezra has been pretty much a prisoner this whole time. And that Thrawn has been building up his forces. This whole time. Because that would be the smart thing to do on Thrawn's end. It, like, logically, it's regroup.
It's been a long time since we've watched Rebels.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I know that Ezra can communicate with the Purrgil, but, like, at what length? Like, could he be like, hey, can you come, like, bite a hole in the side of the ship so I can, like, get out? Or, like, it's just, like...
I don't know. Maybe.
They recognize
think he needs to talk to them, but
it's
kind of like his feelings, they understand.
Okay.
But,
like, so would they know that he's, like, imprisoned and, like...
Maybe, but struggling? Then again,
Or like they don't care, they're whales.
I don't think they don't care because they save him from that like.
What if they're just stuck in hyperspace?
They could just be
like,
stuck.
They
in
could
that.
just dead as be stuck in hyperspace
Like
or no
like
space.
an endless
Yeah.
loop.
Yeah.
True. But then again, Thrawn is now in a position of power, so like he couldn't just be stuck. This whole
he
time.
has to like figure something out.
Yeah, because he makes his way back to the known galaxy, and he and reconnects with the Imperial warlords. Probably again, he comes back after the war is over.
It could also just be like a distant signal that they're like picking up. Or
True.
No.
True. Like the Shadow Council just finds him in the unknown regions and bring him back.
What it could be is like
Yeah.
they crashed
Could be
the
that.
Star Destroyer. He like got the comms
Yeah.
from the ship and like
Yeah.
And then just make it look like everyone died.
You're probably
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
You're
like
probably
fake
right.
his death.
You're probably right
Yeah,
because
right?
what
Yeah.
happens
Maybe.
what happens in I think the original Thrawn trilogy is like I'm pretty sure he's at the battle of Endor. I'm pretty sure like the Chimera is there and like
Yeah.
he's there.
I mean,
but
he should
I don't,
be.
But I don't think because he's not there in canon.
Yeah.
Because of Rebels. Right?
Oh,
So he's
okay.
not there in canon. But I think what could have happened is when he went missing, the Empire probably sent like a sentry to go find his his beacon, his homing beacon,
Well-
because he's on an Imperial Star Destroyer.
And if anything, they'd want to destroy like whatever information he had, right?
Yes, but also Thrawn was like one of their biggest assets and
yeah.
tacticians.
But I mean, like, they would still want to go even if they thought he was dead.
there's multiple reasons why they would want to go. Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't just be like,
It would- no,
he's
it's
probably
not
dead.
just
and
like, yeah.
let it go. Yeah.
No, yeah, there's definitely multiple reasons why they would want to go find his ship, find Thrawn if he's alive.
Also Ezra, because he's a Jedi,
'Cause he's a
and
Jedi,
the Jedi are a problem.
And
too.
that was a big L for the Empire. That wasn't just like the Empire won. No, they got shit on.
Yeah.
So I think it's Chuck brings up a really good point. I think that I think I like that more.
Yeah.
Is that they're stuck in space. The Empire sends someone like a sentry into the unknown regions to look for Thrawn, and they don't get back until the war is over.
Oh, yeah.
And he comes back to a shattered empire.
And he's like, bruh,
yeah.
I just
I could
fought
fix
all
this
these.
up right now. I could fix it.
And he's about to.
He's like Ratatouille in the kitchen, just like grabbing all the spices. And...
Exactly. Yeah, I like it. Good job.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, yeah,
you're
that
right.
I think that makes the most
It
sense.
makes the most
like,
sense.
not just like plot wise, but like military wise.
Yeah.
Like, that's how the military operates.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah,
that'll be cool.
I think that's one of the most likely scenarios, and I'm excited to see it.
And then like everyone just assumes he's dead.
Yeah.
And they use that to their advantage.
Because there obviously he's not gonna go find the Yuuzhan Vong come and declare war on the New Republic, because that would be a huge fucking
Like
conflict.
everyone's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
What the hell?
But then again, yes, they don't mention it in the sequel trilogy, but they don't really mention anything in the sequel trilogy outside of the sequel trilogy.
I mean, we don't even see the new Jedi Order, so
They are called the legends, like
Yeah.
like the tales are true.
Yeah. Exactly. Like again,
Yeah.
Luke could have totally had a wife and a kid in that time.
Yuuzhan Vong killed
What
him.
did they retcon that gravestone thing that people were
No.
theorizing?
Honestly, that's one of my biggest things that I hope that they make canon is that he had a
Marge.
wife and kid.
I hope they died.
Yeah.
I hope they died to make Luke's fucking
No, I agree.
Depression
You know,
actually.
yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah.
like worth it, you know.
Yeah.
I just and we were talking about it with Brody last week. I was like, it's not that I cannot believe that they did that with Luke, right? Or that's Luke. It's just I need more substance to believe that he would just give up like that.
Yeah.
Like we don't
it
even
needs to be-
'cause we
he
don't
was-
even see the nightmare.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like in the prequels,
like if
we
we
see
see-
the nightmare that Anakin has where Padme dies.
Yeah. If
we don't
see
see the
I know.
nightmare in the
There's
sequels.
I was rewatching a bunch of
It's like,
shit,
so what
and it
is
was
he
like,
so worried about?
I saw me in the throne next to Palpatine. It's like, can I see it? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, it would take 10 seconds. Like, it's
Yeah,
not-
no. Like if they would have
Most-
shown us Luke's nightmare of Ben killing Leia and killing Han.
Sequel's
and the
main
Jedi
thing
Order.
was telling you instead of showing you.
Yes.
It was very
Yes.
it just like we don't need
We
explain.
just need more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did promise Brody we would watch The Last Jedi again. We'll watch
it's
it.
a good it's a good movie technically.
Oh yeah.
But like in the whole like
In the
No,
puzzle,
we broke
in
it.
the big picture that is Star Wars,
the only thing that pissed me off
it's
was
jarring.
Finn's arc. That's what Ryan fucked up.
Oh yeah.
They just come on.
He deserved better, and I know John said that he would never come back to Star Wars, but if he's willing and they do it right, I would love to see him in the new like Rey movie.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to see him as a Jedi.
Yeah.
That would be
They wanna wonder.
that would be so cool.
No, yeah.
But
he deserves a lot more than what he got. Like
Yeah.
He does. I realistically don't think he's coming back.
no,
Yeah.
probably
I don't
not.
think he's coming back at all.
I respect it. Yeah.
Of course, I respect it. The only way I see him coming back is one, a big
Script
check,
plan. Yeah.
a fat
a
check.
fat check. But more importantly, I think that if I have consumed and understood him as a person well enough, I think that he would come back. More importantly, if the story really gives him and Finn's character the narrative he deserves,
Yeah.
right? That's the only way I see him coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that's not the case, then he's not going to come back.
They need to give him a good
Yeah.
script, like a good check, exactly.
And honestly, at this point, just make him the main character of the movie, and Rey is like the master.
I would
you know?
love that. I'd
Yeah.
actually love that.
like if Finn was the main
Yeah.
protagonist.
Yeah. Or if let's think about it this way. Or if Rey is like the Grandmaster, Finn is now a Jedi in the position of Master, where he's still learning,
Yeah.
like Obi-Wan in the prequels,
Yeah.
but his apprentice is a slightly older Grogu,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
right?
Be nice.
Imagine, because apparently this movie, the Rey movie, is going to take place obviously after the sequels, and I don't know if this is true or if this is just something I'm remembering incorrectly, but I think it's going to have a bit of a time jump after episode 9, right?
I think so.
yeah, 'cause it's
I think
already
they
gonna
said
be New
10 years.
10 years?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
I think
Yeah.
Well, either way, doesn't matter, because
Yeah.
it is a big time jump from Mando.
yes.
So
Yeah.
Grogu will already be significantly
Like so he's 55 in the last season of Mando, I think.
I think
roughly.
so. And then it's 25 years
So he's like
after that.
80-ish.
So he'll definitely be like at least like a kid that can talk.
Like a Padawan.
yeah, like a Padawan.
Yeah.
So if that's the case,
He's kind of the perfect age.
he's kind of the perfect age, exactly.
Yeah.
To like be talking shit and like, you know,
Be like a little pain in the
yeah,
ass.
like cuz he already is.
Like the
Yeah.
little brother. Like
Yeah, exactly. But like cuz again, I brought this up before already, where he's going to have to make his way back to the new Jedi Order.
Yeah.
Or to the Jedi in general. It doesn't have to be the new Jedi Order, but just he's going to have to find his way back to the Jedi, because first of all, Din's going to die way before he does. And
Din could even be dead when the Rey movie takes place.
he could,
Probably.
but then
I hope
again,
not.
likelihood of that
But, like-
happening is, I don't know. But
He's a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
but
It don't
again,
last
He's
very
already
long.
wearing his armor. And
Yeah.
you're like,
yeah, likelihood of that happening is, I don't know, right? But it's possible. But
or just an old man. Yeah.
yeah, but also
Retired.
just in general, Din's gonna die way before Grogu, right? Unless they kill Grogu in like an explosion, which I don't think will happen.
I wish.
Shit.
Order 66 Part 3.
They just
No. No, you think he's dead, and then he like pulls
Yeah.
it open, and he's got his like 2 chains.
his, oh
my
yeah, his
God.
fucking Flava Flav club.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is he's gonna find his way to the Jedi at some point, because
Yeah.
Din, no one really, but especially Din, can't help him understand his powers.
I mean, Din didn't even know who the Jedi were. So there's no way that he...
Yeah.
There's only so much he can help with that specific aspect.
Yeah. So he's going to have to find his way back to the Jedi for him to properly understand the things that he can do, his powers, and to keep them in check. Because if they are not in check, he will very well fall to the dark side.
And he's always going to have a target on his back because he has like the super high midichlorian count.
Yeah, that and
like
the beacon thing.
Yeah,
what's it called?
Like
the tracking fob.
Yeah, like he's always going to be in danger.
Yeah, so he has to know how to protect himself.
Exactly.
He has to know how to control his anger. He has to know how to understand his feelings, his emotions, and so he at some point he has to make his way back to the Jedi. And I would prefer if that were in this new Jedi Order.
It makes the most sense.
It makes the most sense. And look, Din does not have to be dead for that to happen. No. It could be something like, I'm taking you to school today, Din. Oh, his name is Din now.
Yeah.
Din Grogu.
Din Grogu.
I'm taking you to school, Grogu, and he's there for like weeks at a time or some shit. I don't know. Like there could be definitely a balance because now there's this new generation of Jedi that understand that emotions are okay. Yeah. Just learn to control them. Yeah. Right?
That's another thing that I'm like interested to see with the sequels is like how different is it going to be from the Republic era Jedi? Because Rey, I mean, everyone's dead. So yes, we have Force ghosts, but like Rey can really do whatever she wants.
She really can. There should be like a Jedi Force ghost kind of like, or a Luke Force ghost.
Yeah, like kind of like
hey,
guiding her. Yeah.
But it should be where she's like, okay, Luke, I don't know what to do here, and she's like calling out to him how Luke would call out to Ben Kenobi.
Yeah. Not that he's like always there, like no, haunting her
like a backseat driver.
Yeah.
No,
you gonna finish that?
Yeah, exactly.
But that'll be interesting to see, like, what. Because, I mean, again, we always say this. This is the movie that we should have got with Luke, but
honestly,
it is what it is.
Just really quick. To preface this, hold that thought. Don't lose it. This 100% should have been the story we got with Luke Skywalker. And Brody last week made a good point. Like, obviously, they were older. That would have been much more difficult to do.
Yeah.
But, again, I don't think we needed to see a young Luke starting the new Jedi Order and yes, we should have seen that.
Yeah,
but
like a flashback.
That time, if they were going to do that, George should have done that at the time of the prequels.
Yeah.
With Luke and with Mark, Carrie, and Harrison, right? Mm-hmm. But he didn't because he knew he had to tell the story of the prequels.
Yeah.
Right? Which is fine. If we're going to get that story, though, that's where that Clone Wars animation style show post episode 6 should come in.
Yes.
Where we see a young Luke, a young Leia, a young Han starting the New Republic, starting the new Jedi Order, right? Yeah. That's what I want to see in that kind of a show, because then we can see Ben Solo growing up. We can see the rise of the new, like I said, the New Republic, the new Jedi Order, the rise of the First Order, the fall of Kylo Ren. We need to see
all of this.
We need to see all of that.
Someone needs to.
The only way I see that happening is in a show like that, an animated show.
It has to be. It has to be animated.
Because
there's no
way
they can do it.
Because then again,
live action.
Like Finn wouldn't be in it unless we see him being like growing up as a stormtrooper, just with the First Order.
Yeah, it would be kind of.
Rey wouldn't be in it either unless we just see her on Jakku, because none of them are significant.
Like their paths don't cross until the Force Awakens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But again, what I'm trying to say is, I think that this is definitely the story we should have still gotten. We could have still gotten Luke's story of the new Jedi Order and this Rey's Jedi Order.
Yeah, it's the next generation.
But like this really should have, and I think that's what a lot of people on like the EU side of the fandom are like upset about, is because this is Luke's story that we got in the novels, in the comics, is the new Jedi Order. That was Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade and Leia Organa Solo and their kids, you know, Jane and Jason, you know, that was that story, right? And then now, sorry.
What really makes me angry about that is like, because they made Luke the same, like the same as the normal Jedi Order, because like he was the one that was supposed to be like, oh, you can do your emotions, you can be sad and all that, but now they're making him like the evil one.
Yeah, they're making him the one that like
didn't understand
in the novels. In the novels, he understood that. He understood that it's okay to have emotions and you should embrace them. But
and in the originals, it tells you that
exactly,
too.
and in the originals too. But it's expanded more in the New Jedi Order books and stuff like that. But that's all I'm saying is like that is definitely the story we should have gotten with Luke. But I am not saying that I don't want this story from Rey. I want this story. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it. But there is definitely a side to that I think we still need to get on Luke's end.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Also to set up everything that happens in the sequels. Because so much of it is either, like you said, it's told, not shown, or it's in like some random comic. And it's like, you shouldn't have to, like, yes, obviously we love the expanded stuff, the books, the games, the comics, but that shouldn't be, you shouldn't have to read any of that or watch any of that to understand how the main enemy
that's what they're screwing
has power.
You shouldn't have to
watch
a whole movie, a whole series, just so you have to watch this other, like,
it's...
Right now I'm showing Mom Mando, and I'm trying to show her season 3, and I'm like, oh, we have to watch Boba Fett, we have to watch season 2, we have to watch all the. I'm like, she's like, what?
She's like confused, lost.
Grown-ups don't like, people don't want to do that.
The average
fan.
Exactly.
We like, this is our life, so it's like, we're up to date. But
for anyone else,
average,
if someone told me this about like what's something I don't watch, like 911 on TV, like if they're like, oh, you gotta watch the fire station show, you gotta do all this, and then you gotta watch that. I'm like, hell no.
I'm just not gonna watch it.
No. Exactly. No, you're right. You're right. And it's, I feel like a lot of people have also been talking about that because it does hinder these new projects quite a bit. For the case of Mando, I think that it was definitely a mistake bringing in Mando in Book of Boba, doing all that, like
Grogu,
reuniting him with Grogu.
That was not in the Mandalorian show.
No.
And honestly, they should not have reunited.
No, I showed someone. They're like, Grogu's here? What the like?
Yeah. Did I miss something? You missed a whole season.
Their whole decision to bring Grogu back was just a mistake. Like it should have been Grogu.
Because we say goodbye to him, and then 3 months later, Book of Boba Fett came out.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like there really was no time in between him leaving.
I was through the 3rd stage of grief.
Honestly, yeah. And then he's back.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's fine.
No, I think I think that I'm not sure if any of this is confirmed or like it's actual facts, so take it with a grain of salt. There was definitely someone at, corporate Lucasfilm or corporate Disney that were like, well, Grogu makes us money.
Yeah.
We need him in the Boba Fett show that we're not so sure of.
Yes.
Yes. And we need Mando in the Boba Fett show that we're also not so sure of.
Yeah.
When it's like, if you would have just made the Boba Fett show, Boba Fett's show, the views would have come in, the popularity would have been there, and
so like you made him more like Boba instead of like a bantha.
It's funny. What's funny too is that it's like the hypocrisy of them not believing that Boba Fett could have his own show.
That was the one I was
like carry
most
his own
for,
show. I didn't give a fuck about any other project from the beginning. When literally the year that I learned that Disney bought Star Wars, I was like, oh my gosh, they should make a Boba Fett movie. That they should have to. I even talked about them them making a Boba Fett show when they announced Mando, and I was saying like they could totally just follow Boba Fett and the bounty hunters, being fucking bounty hunters, and we could see like Nar Shaddaa, we could see fucking like the huts, we could see the underworld, and just grimy and like gritty. we
need more of that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of Star Wars.
It's the coolest.
Andor did it so well, and it was
Exactly.
so well received.
Mm-hmm.
They could totally do a show
Andor
like
ruined
that.
Star Wars for me. Like that show was so good.
It was so good it ruined Star Wars.
You're like the 5th person I've heard say that. They're like, I can't consume Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I rewatch Obi-Wan, like I'd throw up. Like it's insane the difference.
The difference in like tone and
exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Production.
there's a theme throughout the whole show that continues, and it's fighting for something you won't be able to see. And every character you meet, they have to give up, but let everyone else be free. And it's amazing. But Obi-Wan, it's like, what the hell? Like, there's a
like
theme
they can't kill each other because they're gonna see each other again.
Do as much as you can before, like, the retconning is too, like, oh, you can see Leia this much, and until
it was definitely a very tricky, like, it was a fine line to walk.
Like the moment they made Leia a main character, that's when they fucked up, honestly. Because Leia should have just been like, oh, he saved her, but she didn't know, or like
they shouldn't have met. You mean?
Either they shouldn't have met, or it should have been him, Obi-Wan, and Bail Organa. That's what I feel like it should have been. Because
I'm a little conflicted by my feelings for it because, and only because, that final moment with Obi-Wan and Leia, I think, is one of the most emotional moments in Star Wars, right? Where he like tells her a little bit about his mom or her mom and her dad, right? But besides that, I agree with you because it feels, I don't know. I'm conflicted because it does kind of add importance
to me. It just kind of feels like fan fiction.
Like fan fiction?
Because, I don't know, when Leia in the recording, she's like, you helped my father in the Clone Wars. Yeah. That's not, oh, you helped me for like a week saving me from bounty hunters and we ran away from Darth Vader. Yeah, exactly. Like, she would be like, oh, I remember you. Like, she wouldn't be like, oh, you helped my father. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. It's just very like, they get very close there.
It's very, no, you're right. It does get, it rides a fine line.
I would very much have loved Obi-Wan does talk to her, but through Bail. I would have loved that.
Like, just keep it more removed.
Because he still cares for her. He still is looking after her. Because if he only looks after Luke, like, you know. But if like it was, oh, he kind of does, but through Bail, I feel like that'd be more, I think it'd be sweeter. Yeah. I don't know.
I think you're right because I think it should have. I loved little Leia, honestly, because of like moments like the one I'm talking about. But I think we could have still had moments like that without her being like the main character. Yeah. And if anything, because I think one of my favorite like little corners of Star Wars and like parts in the timeline is that point in time when Obi-Wan is a hermit, and he's watching over Luke, and he's training with Qui-Gon, and all he does is he stays in his fucking hut, watches over the boy, and writes in his fucking journal, right? I think that as a fucking nerd, I would have much rather just seen much more of him watching over Luke and situations where he had to protect Luke, right? Than the entire and a mix of that and him training with Qui-Gon. I think that is what we should have gotten more so.
Definitely.
Yeah, like what they kind of set up for what would be a season 2 is what should have been season 1.
Yeah.
Season 1 should have been season 2.
Because
immediately you're like, oh, he's a hermit, and then now it's like, oh, he has to leave. It's like,
and like he has a job.
Yeah. He has to protect.
You're like, why does he have a job?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
he lives in a cave.
Like, is he paying rent?
Right.
Well, he needs to eat and feed his Eope.
I guess. Broken mind trick people. I don't know. Like,
steal for a Jedi.
Have you seen the shit he's done?
I think
he's jumped from car to car in Coruscant.
I think the concept itself was already going to disrupt what was already canon. Like, I don't think they could have made that show without.
Well, here's the thing. I think
A little bit.
Technically, the show does not really retcon anything from the OT. Technically.
No, it doesn't.
Because if you really...
That's the thing, though. It's technically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that is...
Technically.
Yeah.
No, I think that is obviously what, irks people and irks me a little bit, is it's like, it's too close. And what you're saying is right. It's too like, oh, well, it's just that Luke didn't look this way and see Reva's lightsaber. Yeah. And it's like, oh, well, just because he didn't look left, he's never seen a lightsaber before, And like stuff, you know what I mean? Because like Reva has her lightsaber out with Luke there, but Luke's like, what is this?
Yeah.
And so it's like little things
we
like
kind of just chalk it up to both of those kids were beyond traumatized their entire lives.
Exactly.
And maybe they just...
But like
their brains protected them by deleting things.
But for like a story writing perspective.
No,
like,
I know what you mean.
No,
we shouldn't have to jump through hoops
we shouldn't have to
make
especially
it make sense.
Especially 40 years later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, yeah. But again,
I still love the show.
It's just like,
I love
it feels like Game of Thrones when he's like, oh, she forgot about the Empire. That's why the dragon died. Like,
No, yeah. I honestly do still love the show because never did I think after
getting you
after 2005. After 2005, I never ever. If you told me there was gonna be a Obi-Wan show with Hayden and Ewan, like in 2006,
and Liam Neeson.
You know what? Honestly, that's what should have been. Should have been flashbacks, alone, watching Luke and Qui-Gon.
Yeah,
that's it.
Honestly, I thought that at the end of the show, it was gonna end with Obi-Wan kind of giving like a monologue that you could just hear the voice at the end, where you see him kind of riding off on in the sunset, or talking to Luke silently, and you just hear overhead like Obi-Wan going like, yes, I forgot who I was. I forgot what it means to be a Jedi, but this child and the importance of this child has made me remember that, and remember who I am and what I stand for, what I fight for, and what it means to be a Jedi. And it kind of like pans into showing him a little older, grayer, starting to turn into the Alec Guinness Obi-Wan, and it shows that he's writing in his journal. I thought that that's how it was going to end, and I was ready to fucking sob.
And that's a huge thing because Luke learns so much from Obi-Wan's journal. That's how he learns how to build a lightsaber.
Really?
Right?
Yeah. If it weren't for Obi-Wan's journal, Luke would not have known how to make his green lightsaber.
Yeah.
Because if you've noticed, it's the same fucking lightsaber.
Yeah, it's like
just
the same
different
shit.
materials.
The budget version.
But yeah, after Luke loses the blue lightsaber, I guess in canon now he would have had the yellow one that he finds in between 5 and 6. But originally he would not have, or he would have just kept the yellow one, or I think he loses the yellow one now that's in the comics somehow, and then he makes the green one. Either way.
Yeah.
For argument's sake, there's no fucking yellow lightsaber.
The journal is very important.
The journal, if he didn't have the journal, he would not have been able to make his own lightsaber, because that's where he learns is Obi-Wan's journal. So I think that they really didn't, because there's no journal in the show.
No, not at all.
Not once.
No.
And I was like, well, they're gonna, because also when the show came out, they also released on the same day they had released. Or that May the 4th, they released the Obi-Wan Kenobi comic series, that mini series, and that whole series is about him writing in his journal.
Yeah,
the whole thing.
Yeah, comic book writers get it right,
dude. Comic book writers really do. They don't fucking
except
miss.
Spider-Man. Except Spider-Man. I'm gonna kill someone at Marvel today. I swear to God. I'm like
he's joking.
Yeah.
He's joking.
My God.
No, but yeah. No,
that's a whole other
I haven't read
worms.
it. I don't know what's going on, but I believe you in your judgment.
I'd rather read fan fiction. But no, yeah. Honestly, I hope for if there's gonna be a season 2 of Obi-Wan, I hope they make the journal a main theme that goes on throughout the show. Qui-Gon's very important, but Luke's the main watch out, because Leia should not have been she's gonna die. It should have been Luke.
Because also the Obi-Wan show kind of leaves on a weird note with Uncle Owen. I was gonna say Uncle Ben, Uncle Owen, where Uncle Owen at the point of the original trilogy, he doesn't want Luke anywhere near Ben or even to bring him up or talk about him. Yeah. He just chalks it up as some crazy old guy, crazy old hermit. So, but at the end of Kenobi, he's kind of like, yeah, go talk to him. You know, whatever. Give him a toy. Go talk to him. Yeah. And it's like, there's definitely things that happen in between where it's like, don't come back here. Don't talk to him, you know?
Yeah.
Hopefully he does something to piss him off.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
I mean, there is still a big time.
There is, obviously, because we see little Luke. It's like, it's him as a child.
Yeah.
And then, you know, fucking...
It's like 10... I think it's...
15 years.
He's 10, so it's 9 years before A New Hope.
Okay. Yeah, so...
I wouldn't be mad with like 3 seasons of Obi-Wan, and it's like, oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Dude, I would I would watch an entire show of just Obi-Wan sitting at his desk, writing in his journal, and us like transporting into whatever he's writing. Right?
I feel like the main issue with Kenobi, and like obviously I'm biased because like Revenge of the Sith is my favorite movie. Anakin's my favorite character, so like obviously I'm biased in that like I love the Kenobi show. Yeah, it's like my favorite.
Also,
characters.
Like all of the scenes and moments with Anakin and Vader are fucking top.
Oh
tier.
Yeah, they nailed it. But I will say that I agree that the budget was like half of what it should have been.
Yeah, I think
the fight of Obi-Wan and Vader, where like the mining thing is.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you gave us the battle on Mustafar. He's now OP Vader.
Yeah, in his prime.
Didn't they literally say that it would rival that fight?
That's what they said. It's prime Vader.
That's such bullshit, yeah.
And then it looks like it's filmed in like a backyard.
Yeah.
And like I get that it kind of was because of
like,
COVID.
If
and
I
like,
had a lightsaber right now, I'd beat the fuck out of you.
Like the story I think was there. Like the narrative, like I think it was there. But that battle should have been way more significant. Like visually.
Oh yeah.
Like it didn't feel like big enough scale.
Honestly, are you talking about specifically the one at the mining place?
Yeah, the one at the mining place, not the big one.
That one was really dumb.
The mining one?
I hated that one. The one with the fire and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hated that one. Cuz it's like you fucking like drag him in the fire and then Obi-Wan escapes and then they can't go through fire. Vader can't walk like if he just went
I kind of chalked that one up as like Vader wants him to suffer. He's feeding off of his fear, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, but
cuz Obi-Wan can't die. So that's the thing.
No, that's what I mean.
Like,
yeah, I know he can't die, but like at least write
fought.
something good enough to where he escapes like in a way where like, oh, he actually escaped. Not I don't know. Oh, let him go.
I think
he wanted to play with him. Like
I think my biggest complaint in that one is Obi-Wan should not have been as weak as he was. Mm-hmm. I think Obi-Wan should have still rivaled Vader because first of all, it's his master, you know. Mm-hmm.
He taught
him.
Yeah.
And yes, he's been out of it for what, 10 years?
Yeah.
But you still
you have instincts.
You still have instincts.
If you're trying to survive.
Not just that, but you are attuned to the Force. You're a Jedi. You were a Jedi. You are a Jedi.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he should have kind of like, yes, he should have gotten tired the way he did and like kind of worn out, but he should not have been like, how do I hold this?
I think it was more so like a mental thing of like.
Yeah, it was definitely a mental thing. But
if it's like, oh, he didn't want to fight Anakin, but he kills him in Revenge of the Sith, like, I don't know. They kind of like took a step back for a lot of character arcs. They kind of pushed things forward. Like, it was very.
It's like, but how do you do that?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that first fight in like specifically that first fight, I don't think Obi-Wan should have been as weak as he was. Yes, definitely, like he's not working out and he's not training,
in peak physical
but he
fitness.
like you said, he has instincts, right? Mm-hmm. He has instincts that he should have followed, and obviously Vader is very much in his fucking prime and would have easily overpowered him and gotten him tired the way he does with Luke.
Yeah.
But with Luke, he's not trying to kill Obi-Wan. He is. That's the difference here. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is I think that he should have gotten tired and just ran away at that point because he still runs away.
Yeah.
But he should have played it smart because Obi-Wan is very smart.
Yeah.
He's not dumb enough to just stay there and like, I don't know what I'm doing.
And he's smarter than Anakin.
And he is smarter than Anakin.
Yeah.
He is.
I mean, he outsmarts him in the end. So.
Yeah, he does outsmart him in the end. But then again, it's like, for that fight, I feel like he should have kind of like held his own a little bit.
Like thrown shit at Vader, and Vader gets like stuck or
not,
whatever.
Not. What I'm saying is like, I don't think Vader should have had him so near defeat.
Yes.
And then just let him go. Like if he was going to get away, it should have been
because
it should. Yeah. Let me just finish my thought. If he was going to get away, it should have just been he was fighting him the best that he could, still held his own, but Vader's stamina obviously is much higher.
Yeah.
And Vader would have just kept coming at him full strength the entire time.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan should have just gotten tired, kind of hidden the way Luke hides in episode 6, heard his fucking like Vader's shit talking.
Yeah.
And then just realized I have to get out of here or I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And he gets out of it because Obi-Wan runs away in that fight anyway.
Yeah.
He runs away.
Yeah, regardless.
Yeah. So he should have run away as a battle tactic. Like, I need to get out of here. Like, I'm going to die.
Because I don't think Darth Vader would play with Obi-Wan. Like in the original trilogy, he kills him. He kills him the moment he sees him.
Your guard is down? Zoop.
Literally.
Yeah.
He would not be like
granted, this is before that.
That's true.
So that you can chalk that up to, well, at that point he's done with him. But I do think that he would play with him because Vader's cocky.
Yeah,
Vader,
see that is
Vader's
something
cocky.
you have to like keep in mind.
And Vader wants him to suffer just how because he says it in the show.
He wants him to suffer.
Yeah.
He wants Obi-Wan to suffer the way that Vader does.
Yeah.
So it would be mercy for Vader to just kill Obi-Wan. He wants
like
him
that.
to be like he wanted to burn him alive how he burned Anakin.
I do agree with him where it's like it shouldn't have been that close to death.
I agree that
but it should,
because Vader could have just like snapped his neck.
Exactly.
Like
he did to that kid.
Like
it's just like I don't know. What really annoys me too is like after that too, when like the fire is out and everything, they're like, we can't get past the fire. Like, come on. Like, even if Vader wasn't after him, if the Empire was, then that part was just kind of like childish to me. That the chase scene with Leia, a lot of like the parts where they're like, we can't get through, it felt very
like it felt like a just
kid,
for the plot. They
exactly,
get
exactly
through,
for
not
the plot.
because
they
physically
I need a reasonable answer.
Yeah.
For why someone.
And honestly, I think that has to do with budget.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's exactly.
It's not the writer's fault. It's not the director's fault. I think that was literally just. They didn't
really
want
rushed the
to.
show.
Yeah, they didn't want to pay what they needed to make it. And that's another thing where, honestly, in my opinion, this should have been a movie.
Oh, it 100%.
Because we had the trilogy. We had the prequel trilogy that showed us Obi-Wan, showed us Anakin, showed us how Vader is created.
Yeah.
And then to try to tell a story with characters that big in a TV show is kind of like...
No, yeah. Vader is not for a TV show.
No,
especially if he's the big bad.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
They should have made it a movie. I mean, it was 6 30-minute episodes. It could have been a 2.5-hour movie.
The problem is right now they're
afraid to make movies.
They're afraid to make movies.
They really
if you're afraid to make movies with the 2 main characters of Star Wars, then you shouldn't own Star Wars.
Because I don't know. I don't think Reva should have even been. I don't know. Honestly, I don't feel like Reva should have even been a character, or even if she like. I don't know. It was. What the hell was that?
It's
Grievous's cough.
Oh my god. Thought it was like the toilet or something. But like I don't know. The show should have just been like Obi-Wan and Vader. But I don't think they should have met. I think it should have just been like what they're dealing with on like
on their own
like
ends?
It's related, but
exactly.
they don't come into contact.
Like Andor. Exactly. Like I don't know. I'm going to keep comparing it to Andor, but like in Andor, you see all these government people and like they're technically connected, but
I feel like they were trying to do too much, and like I don't blame them for it because the story was there, but I don't think the media, like the medium that they had with like a 6 or I don't know how many episodes were there, 6, 7?
I forget actually. I think it was 6. Yeah, 6.
Like a 6-episode mini-series is not enough time to tell a story of Obi-Wan and Luke.
Each episode should have been at least an hour.
Yeah.
When it's called a mini-series, you can't make it 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
that's tiny.
Like I just, like I said, I wish they gave them a bigger budget and more time. And honestly, I think it should have been a movie. And it's like, they played it too safe and it hurt them in the end.
Yeah.
You know?
They need, honestly, at this, what they need to do is just commit.
Yeah.
Because
if you're going to tell a story, you have to believe in it. How are we going to believe in it if they don't believe in it?
If George Lucas didn't commit, we wouldn't have Star Wars.
No.
Yeah.
If he was like, I'm going to half-ass this, then fucking imagine A New Hope
I'm
being
going to
half-assed.
kind of make a movie.
Imagine A New Hope if it was half-assed.
Yeah.
It would have been a trash-ass movie.
It would have been every other sci-fi.
Fucking a dumpster fire piece of fucking...
What was that one movie we watched?
worm-ridden filth.
that's what fucking A New Hope would have been.
What was that one movie we watched that was like with the really shitty CGI and it's like a starfighter and it's like this kid that gets abducted and he's like, I'm gonna be a starfighter. You know what I'm talking about?
The Last Starfighter?
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
That's such
It's a classic, movie. But the CGI and all that.
It's not Star Wars level, let's just say that. But it is a good, I do like it. But that's just because I like classic sci-fi and I like cheesy shit.
But at the time,
but Star Wars isn't cheesy. It's never been cheesy. Like there's cheesy movies and that's the majority of sci-fi is cheesy sci-fi. But that's never been Star Wars.
No,
and it shouldn't be.
It's a world. It's
of
like
course.
no.
But yeah, like moral of the story, George Lucas never fucking half-assed a single Star Wars project.
No.
Maybe the holiday special.
That one was a money grab.
The holiday special. But
I think
big screen.
Have you seen people compare Luke there?
And the
deep
fucking
fake?
yeah.
Dude, it's insane.
It's better. The deep fake is better.
Literally.
Oh my god.
He looks more real as a deep fake than in all of it.
All right, so we're kind of out of time. But really quick, I do want to end on a fun note.
Yeah.
I guess. And I hope this whole episode wasn't just us complaining. We're not complaining. It's just we think about this shit all day, every day. Yeah. So obviously we have to, discuss it. But at the end of the day, like if we didn't fucking love Star Wars, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be watching it all, buying it all, consuming it all.
Can we get Kenobi season 2, please?
And put this on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. So
this is I'm a shameless plug for Bella's Twitter, but you saw this the other day.
Yeah.
And this has kind of been big news, so I'm sure you guys have already heard. Yeah. But pretty much Natalie Portman said that she'd be open to returning to Star Wars.
Yes.
So I guess I'll just open the clip for people to hear it if they didn't hear it before or see it before. Maybe if it loads, that would be nice. Okay.
Any chance that Padme Natalie Portman returns to Star Wars? Her character really deserves it with the way she was treated in Revenge of the Sith and overall importance for the OT story. I have no information on this. No one's ever asked me to return, but I'm open to it. Any chance that Padme Natalie Portman returns to Star Wars?
So she saw this on on I guess Reddit, but this was for GQ magazine.
Yeah.
So that, look, we've already gotten a lot of rumors and kind of, I don't know if it's been confirmation, but there's a huge possibility that we're going to see Clone Wars flashbacks in the Ahsoka series.
Yeah. With
Hayden Christensen and most likely also Ewan.
Yes.
So I would not be surprised at all if we saw some flashbacks with Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Especially like, why is this now coming up so close to Ahsoka?
Exactly. And a huge thing that I feel like a lot of people forget is like Ahsoka and Padme have a very special relationship.
Oh yeah.
Because Padme is one of the only women in Ahsoka's
around
life
Ahsoka. Yeah, exactly.
That she's close to, that she looks up to, that she goes to for advice. Like, how many things can she not talk to Anakin or Obi-Wan or Yoda about?
Yeah.
Like being a teenage girl. Like, come on.
And by the time of the Ahsoka series, you think Rex didn't fucking tell Ahsoka that Anakin and Padme were married, especially after Order 66.
Yeah. And I think Ahsoka always knew.
I think so too. But
like,
even if she didn't, Rex
if
was
she didn't
totally like,
know for sure.
Hey, if you didn't know,
she knows at this point.
They were boning.
So
just
stop.
He was hitting
that. What I'm trying to say is that Padme is a huge part of Ahsoka's life.
Yeah.
And a huge part of like, we see it in Tales of the Jedi, that Ahsoka goes to Padme's funeral, that it's very, very difficult for Ahsoka to be there, but like, she wants to go and like say goodbye. Like, it's not just, oh yeah, that's my boss's wife. That's not at all the relationship they had.
She was like an older sister.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if Ahsoka is having flashbacks, nightmares, memories, whatever you want to call it,
I'm sure
that
some will
include
be
Anakin,
with Padme. Yeah.
It makes sense that Padme would be there. And I don't know if you saw, maybe you can bring it up on her Instagram. Just don't put the sound because I think there's music.
Natalie's Instagram?
Yeah. Natalie just Natalie Portman just posted. She has a new movie coming out called, I think it's called May and December, if I'm not wrong. But she went to the Cannes Festival. She looks stunning. She looks younger than me.
Which one is it?
It's the one with like the stairs.
This one?
Yeah, just turn off like the audio. Is it a video? I thought it was a video. Okay, maybe go back. There's like a reel she posted, or the first one.
This one?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Why is it not?
I was just.
Oh, there we go. Look at her.
Yeah,
you wouldn't even have to de-age her.
Damn.
She looks exactly the same.
Our queen.
Look at her.
Yeah,
look at that
holy
woman
shit.
and tell me she doesn't look 25.
Hey, Anakin, I don't fucking blame you. I'm just saying.
She's
beautiful.
She's stunning. Beautiful. Like it wouldn't even be hard.
Yeah. Look at her. She looks fucking like the same age.
It's giving Padme. She has
Padme.
no wrinkles.
She's real
no
like
fine lines.
Yeah, it's a Dior commercial, but
I mean, yeah, obviously she looks perfect because it's like a commercial. But
okay,
like,
but look at that. That's her on the red carpet.
But like, she like.
Yeah, free plug.
Perfect. Yeah.
Hey, Dior.
Dior, you can do the makeup and she can
sponsor.
be.
Yeah. Be a sponsor. I'll wear your makeup. That's fine.
I love the idea of like, if Padme existed in our world, she would 100% be an influencer.
She would be
like
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, she'd be Natalie Portman.
She is Natalie Portman. All right, but yeah, so I think it's very likely that we'll see her in Ahsoka, and even if we don't, there will definitely be more opportunities for her to come back, even if it's in flashbacks.
It kind of makes me crazy that there's like no references of Padme in like the current, like the most recent stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I kind of get it. I don't know. Like,
but
it was a secret.
No, I think that in Andor, she should be mentioned.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like at least by Mothma.
She starts the rebellion.
Or Bail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She should definitely be mentioned.
Because
not like a huge thing, like
in the
just,
Vader
just a little.
In the Vader comics, don't they like pretty much their whole thing is like for Padme and Anakin?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The current Vader comics are just literally just a series of fucking Vader having PTSD about Padme.
It's the most depressing.
It's pretty fucking
so good
depressing.
though.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. It's my favorite.
It's so good though. But yeah, like it can totally fucking happen.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see a scene wherever it fucking fits of Vader like in his bacta tank having like fucking PTSD.
That'd be really cool.
Like a PTSD dream of like Padme.
Yeah.
The way we see it in the comics.
Like everything in Star Wars, like everything that happens in the OT is because of Padme, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not just like, oh, it's like his old wife. Like, Vader is Vader until he comes back to the light because of her.
Yeah.
Like, it's all because of her.
The only other person that could have brought Vader back to the light, aside from his son, was Padme.
Yeah.
That was the only other person that could have done that.
Yeah.
And it's she's an extremely significant part of the story that you are very right should not be ignored in such a way.
It makes sense in the OT because
Padme
wasn't developed.
It wasn't developed yet.
It makes sense.
Like, she existed as a character.
Yes.
But the details of how everything went down wasn't there yet.
Like, she helped
the original
start
story,
the rebellion. Like, that's... Why was that not talked about in the show about the rebellion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe in Andor Season 2 we'll get, like... Maybe that's where we get a flashback. Maybe that's where we get that fucking scene of them
If they put that scene in, I would fucking die.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I think it's definitely possible.
I think
it's
once he
shot.
starts, like, really being in the rebellion, that's when they're gonna, like...
Yeah.
But I do think that, like, either Bail or Mon Mothma or, like, and that end of it, they should, like...
I cannot wait to see Bail.
I know. But like them saying something like, we have to do it for all the people that we've lost, for all the people that believed in our cause.
Yeah.
For, you know, like, saying, like, you know, for Padme, you know, for Padme Amidala. Like, you could totally just say that.
Yeah.
She was, like, the one that they... Like, Bail bases all of his fucking... I mean, he's raising her daughter.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah.
He made every decision that Bail makes is what would Padme do?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to his daughter.
What Padme would do
Exactly.
because she was very, like,
very consistent in her beliefs.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
I'm holding out hope.
Yeah. So am I.
Andor is gonna save us.
Andor, we're here for you. We love you.
Whenever it happens, because they're on strike.
Oh, okay. I was like, let's end on a good note, and she's like,
strike. Yeah.
And she's like, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of the Punch It Chewie podcast.
Thank you.
That is about all the time we have, but we had a lot of fun, a lot of shit talking.
It's all love.
In a good way. It's all love.
It's all love.
Honestly, like, we
think about it too much.
Yeah, I'll rewatch fucking Kenobi right now. I'm fine, but
no, it's my favorite series.
Yeah, no, it is really good. But that doesn't mean we can't have, like, little nitpicky, annoying shit that we have, because everyone does. Yeah. But yeah, we thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you, Chuck, for being here.
Yes.
Love you,
guys.
dude. No, yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
You gotta come. You know what? Come back for the next one.
I'm down.
Even with Silva here.
Yeah.
Maybe you can work the cameras, and he can work the other shit that you know takes up time.
You can get my coffee, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Well, again, that's all the time we have this week, guys. But if you can please make sure to rate, review, subscribe. That really helps us a lot. Really helps the show out, and you know, helps us get out there more. You know, we're still trying to grow, and we are. The show's been growing steadily this past couple of months. So thank you so much to all of those of you who do interact with us and are subscribed and like, or even if you're just listening, we appreciate you. And if you're a new listener, welcome. We appreciate you too.
Thank you.
If there's anything you'd like to email us, anything you'd like to send us, a topic, a meme, anything at all you'd like us to cover on the show, please go ahead and do so at punchitchewiepodcast@gmail.com. And besides that, I think we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.